Thanks for listening. This is part 2 of Increasing Your Wealth, episode 25. So I had just mentioned that you should invest in your 401k at your job, and we need to learn the difference between earned income and passive income. You see, your job is earned income. That's you get a wage for your time or for producing something. What you want to also work on is having a passive income where you do something once, but you get paid continually for it. So I have an example, writing a book, okay? And you'd have to learn about marketing and all that. In 2018, I wrote a book called American Racism: Overcoming White Privilege. And it really dispels the myth of white privilege in America. But I used a pen name, CK Justice, and the point was I was just doing something for fun. I really had it in me to fight back against the anti-white stuff that I'd been seeing in the media and everything. And so CK Justice, if you kind of sound that out, it sounds like seek justice. So that's why I did that pen name. But the whole point of this is I did something once and I didn't market it, okay? It was just for me to, that sense of fulfillment, kind of a stick it to the liberal crazies out there that are doing things wrong, right? And I didn't really expect to make a lot of money at it. And I didn't. I sold like 8 books, okay? But every once in a while, someone stumbles across it on Amazon, and it's $20 for the book. After you pay Amazon to print it and you pay for the shipping and everything, I make $5. So last month I made $5. Somebody stumbled across it on Amazon and I made $5, and I didn't do anything that day. I didn't earn that $5, but that was passive income because I wrote a book once and now I made $5 off of it. And I haven't touched that book since 2018, and it's still making me money once in a while. So that's passive. Or maybe if you did have a lot of money in the stock market, you get dividends. Every 3 months or every 4 months, you would make dividends depending on the stock. And that means, like, say you have $100 stock, well, they pay you 50 cents every 3 months just because you own the stock. That's passive income. Your money's working for you over time without you doing anything else, and it's trickling in. Here and there, you're getting extra money. So if you get enough multiple streams of income like that, you can eventually completely take care of your earned income, your job, because you have like 4 or 5 streams of income coming in that you don't have to clock in and out to make that money like at a regular job. So a lot of people will do YouTube. There's lots of social media stuff out there. If you find a niche and you actually have something of value, for instance, even this podcast, every time you hear an ad, I think it's for every 1,000 people that listen to it, I get like 7 cents or something like that. I don't know because it works out to about like 60 cents a day is what they told me. So I'm not making a lot of money on that, but it is passive income, and you can make money by delivering something to people that they want, maybe videotaping yourself fixing your car and putting that on YouTube. Well, you get enough views and you actually do make, a little trickle stream of income coming in. That's what you want to work on. Now, that's just a side hustle, if you've heard that term before. It's I go to work, I clock in 9 to 5 every day. I'm doing 40 hours a week, working hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and I collect that paycheck, but I've got this side hustle on the side. Okay, where I'm making a little bit extra and it's something that I enjoy, whether it be a hobby or something I'm talented with. Like for me, I like doing research in the Bible. I like historical documents, and I like philosophy, and I like theology. So I will use that hobby, talent, if you will, that God has given me to be able to discover things and then share it with you guys. Now, the other thing that you should really work on with your savings and your investment for the future is having real assets. One of my good friends listens to this, Ron. He told me that he really likes investing in things that God made. Land, crops, gold, oil, animals, things that people value, but God made. They're actual real assets that you can hold on to. Another asset would be like silver. That's an easy one to get started on. It's only about $30 an ounce right now. So you could buy an ounce of silver. Now, let me give you a clue on this. Now, I started out real small. I literally bought an ounce of silver, went to like a pawn shop or something. Don't do that. They charge more than it's worth. But I found a Christian company up in Phoenix, sdbullion.com. And when you buy whatever you buy with them, they ship it to you, in an unmarked brown box, but you open up the box and it has a Bible verse printed on it, which is pretty cool. So I use sdbullion.com, and no, I don't get any referral credit or anything like that, so don't bother. But if you have $30 and you want to buy a 1 ounce silver coin, why not go to a Christian company that spreads the gospel? So I've done that in the past. I've got a couple silver coins and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But silver and gold is valuable, and it will always be. There will always be people that want silver and gold. That's a natural thing that God has put in the earth for us. And then another way of diversifying your income would be, if you're able to save, I would say, at least $500 over time, then open a brokerage account and learn about investing. On average, ever since the stock market was invented in America, over a 10-year period, the stock market, your stocks go up. You might have a couple of years where it's really bad and you look like you're losing money, but if you hold on to it for 10 years, it's going to be worth tons more than it was before. So I think of things like a stock like Apple. If you had purchased an Apple iPhone in 2007, when they first came out, I think the cheapest one was $499. You wouldn't have anything today. That phone has crapped out on you, fallen apart, been broken, whatever, and you've spent that $500, it's gone. But if you had bought $500 worth of Apple stock back in 2007, today that's worth $606,000, $500,000. If you invest what it cost for an Apple iPhone every year from 2007 until 2024, today you would have over $3 million. I think it's going to be a lot more than that. You'd be a millionaire, obviously. So why buy the expensive things when you can buy a cheap phone and invest $500 or $1,000 in Apple stock? So I'm not telling you to invest in Apple. I'm just saying, think about the future in that regard. When you go to buy something, think about what that will do for your future. Is that an asset that will be there 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Or is it something worthless that just buys you status or whatnot? And keep in mind the dangers of losing it all on the internet. Digital money, you buy money in a brokerage account, you buy a stock, it's a digital asset, and who knows what's going to happen in the future with the mark of the beast and hackers and everything else that may happen with digital assets disappearing or being stolen from you by the government or the American dollar losing value. Not to mention making poor decisions. If somebody bought Apple, it was $5 a share in 2007, and then they sold it in 2009 when it was $3 a share, they just lost $2 per share. They just lost money over 2 years. What was the point? But if you'd held on to it until today and it's worth $606,000, your $500 grew way more than you'd be able to have any other way today. So the stock market has some advantages, but don't make poor decisions. Get investment advice. Think about mutual funds. Think about holding things for the long term, collecting dividends, not paying fees that you don't need to pay, things like that. The whole point is, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Don't have only one job. Don't have only one skill. Have some assets for the future. Don't just live from day to day and have nothing. And the way to do that would be start with an achievable goal, make incremental goals, and go for them until you achieve them. Now, we talked about, I think 2 weeks ago, about a good work ethic and being honest. So growing your wealth honestly is very important. Proverbs 22:16 says, "He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want." Means you're going to be poor. Don't just give your money away to the poor, and don't oppress the poor or don't just give your money away to the rich, and don't oppress the poor. Colossians 3:22 says, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as unto the Lord and not unto men. So work hard, have a good work ethic, be honest. And then stewardship, Matthew 25, I think I mentioned that before, is the parable of the talents and the three stewards that this Lord gave to his servants, or the talents that he gave to these servants. And if you read at the very end, Matthew 25:27, one of the guys just buried the money. The Lord came back and the guy dug it up and gave it back to him and said, here's the money I owe you. And the Lord said to him, thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, or the banks, and then at my coming I should have received mine own money with interest. So take the talent from that guy, give it unto him that has 10. For unto every one that hath shall be given. Now this is Jesus speaking in verse 29. Unto every one that hath shall be given. That means if you have things, you'll be given more. And he shall have abundance. But from them that has not shall be taken away even that which he hath. If you have wasted the money, the resources, the talents, the health that God has given you, even that, what you do have, what little you have, will be taken away. And verse 30, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So stewards have to take care of what their master has given them. We need to understand that it's not ours. We are looking after God's stuff. So well taking care of God's stuff means to manage it and return it in better condition than when you started. So the earth is the Lord's, everything in it. God gives us our health, our breath, our intelligence, and our skills. At the very least, the ability to learn new skills comes because God gave it to you. So are we being a good steward of those skills and talents that God has given us? You know, people will mention the 3 T's, time, talent, and treasure. Well, you only have so much time on this earth. How are you using it? Are you managing your time well to be able to tell God, yeah, I did good with it? Okay, so there's lots of ways that you can use your time. But are you helping people? Are you providing for your family? Are you increasing your country, your state, your borders? Are you increasing what God has given you so that you can provide for your children's children, which the Bible says that you ought to do as well? The whole principle of sowing and reaping in the Bible is huge. And what you sow, what you plant, what you do with your time, talent, and treasure, you will reap accordingly. So my recommendation is this: get out of debt first if you're in debt. Start a side hustle, start a savings, do a regular monthly investment, plan for the future, have a plan, write it down, think about it. Above all, keep in mind that God needs to be first while you are trying to increase your wealth and increase your borders and the things God has given you. Because the love of money is the root of all evil. Remember the prayer of Jabez, keep me from evil, lest these things harm me. So if you keep your eyes on God first, the kingdom of God, don't make anything more important than God, then you're doing it wisely. Now, if you have a Bible verse regarding money that you want explained, please email me at angrypatriot42@yahoo.com. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this has helped you a little bit. And until next time, may God bless you.